Divine Revelation, Boy's Miraculous Rapture Dream unveils prophetic end-time secrets from heaven. In the quiet village of Elmsworth, something incredible was about to unfold. 12-year-old Samuel, known for his unwavering faith, awoke each morning with another radiant revelation from the divine. His dreams were not those of ordinary boyhood but vivid encounters with angelic beings, illuminated skies, and whispers calling him to witness the rapture. Each night during family devotions, as they bowed their heads in prayer, the air crackled with an expectancy that was both thrilling and frightening. "Ready yourself, dear Samuel," his grandfather would say, eyes twinkling. "Heaven has important things to share." One chilly morning, Samuel awoke to the startling sound of the church bell tolling at odd hours. It rang out, echoing through the misty air, summoning the villagers with a ghostly urgency. Through his dreams, Samuel felt the weight of the message: a reckoning was at hand. The air seemed thicker, pregnant with divine presence, and the colorful meadows began to wilt, a sign of something monumental stirring beneath the surface of their peaceful lives. As whispers grew among the townsfolk, some filled with disbelief, while others succumbed to fear. A beloved elder, Mrs. Harper, fell gravely ill. Uncertainty clouded the once strong faith in Elmsworth. Pastors and laymen alike could be seen wringing their hands, wrestling with doubts that gnawed at the heart of the community. Samuel's guardian, Pastor Thomas, stood resolute yet troubled. He grappled with the divine revelations Samuel was having and the traditional messages he had delivered for years. So many looked to him for strength, yet every miracle Samuel spoke of brought both hope and hesitation. In a moment of desperation, the village united as one, gathering at the church, their spirits entwined in fervent prayer. They surrounded Samuel and the ill Mrs. Harper, their voices rising like a chorus, filling the chapel with the sweet scent of hope. "O Lord, hear our cries!" their hymns reverberated in the old wooden beams. In that sacred space, as candles flickered like stars and the choir harmonized, something miraculous happened. Mrs. Harper stirred. Light enveloped her form, and as she opened her eyes wide, tears streamed down her cheeks. She was restored. Gasps of joy erupted, voices praising the Almighty. "Samuel! Samuel!" the villagers cried, recognizing him as a vessel of God's grace. They had seen a miracle and felt their doubts washed away in waves of new belief. Yet, as their praises filled the air, Samuel felt an even greater burden on his heart. He had seen more in his dreams, profound truths about love and community that needed sharing. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As the room quieted to hear his words, Samuel felt the weight of what he must announce. The visions, they urge us to stand ready. A transformation awaits us, and we must prepare our hearts. A hush fell over the congregation. Faith-filled eyes locked onto Samuel's. Their hearts raced, and a sacred silence filled the space, the air thick with possibility. What was he about to reveal? The collective question intertwined with the warmth of divine hope, leaving them poised at the edge of something truly extraordinary. The silence hung heavy, like a beautiful mist settling over the trembling congregation. Samuel's heart pounded in his chest as he looked into the expectant faces of the villagers, each one reflecting a kaleidoscope of emotions: hope, fear, and an unquenchable thirst for truth. "God is calling us," he began, his voice steady yet gentle. "Heaven is preparing for a great gathering, and we are the ones He has chosen to share the good news." The words poured from his lips with a fervor that surprised even him. It was as if the Holy Spirit had taken hold, guiding his message straight from the depths of his heart to their eager ears. Pastor Thomas, standing beside him, nodded solemnly, his brow furrowed with thought. "But how can we best prepare ourselves, Samuel?" he inquired, his voice rich with concern. Other congregants leaned in closer, their brows furrowed. This moment was not just about one boy's visions, It had become an invitation for all to join in a divine purpose. Each of us must take stock of our hearts, Samuel exclaimed, his clarity breaking through the fog of doubt. We must ask ourselves, are we loving our neighbors as ourselves? Are we seeking peace where there is conflict? His eyes, shining with sincerity, roamed across the gathering, catching the gaze of familiar faces. Now is the time to shine with kindness, to reach out in grace. Each small act of love prepares us for what lies ahead. As his words resonated, a renewed sense of passion swept through the church. Several villagers began whispering among themselves about ways they could embody this call to love. One by one, thoughts transformed into plans, helping the sick, comforting the lonely, feeding the hungry. A palpable shift electrified the air, energy spiraling like a holy wind, carrying their spirits higher. Just then, a flicker of light danced in the back of the room. "Look!" someone gasped, pointing towards the stained glass window. Rays of sunlight streaming in cast vibrant colors across the wooden floors, bathing the congregation in a rainbow of divine light. It felt as if the heavens themselves had opened, affirming Samuel's proclamation. The sudden illumination swept over them like a cascade of joy, lifting hearts and spirits. It was as if every soul in the chapel had been touched by an unseen hand, reminding them of the glory that awaited. "This is but a glimpse of his promises," Samuel cried out, his excitement infectious. "He is with us, guiding us." The villagers erupted in applause, voices raised in joyful song. Praise flowed freely, their worship a melodic response to the overwhelming presence of God. Laughter and tears mingled in the atmosphere, miracles of faith stirring deep within their collective heart. But as the brightness of that moment began to fade, a still voice struck a chord in Samuel's spirit. He remembered the darkness that had cloaked their community not long ago, the fear, the illness, and the questions they all carried. Yet he hesitated, his brow furrowing with concern. There will also be trials ahead. The rapture is near. We must not only prepare our hearts for the joy but remain steadfast in faith when the tests come. A hush fell again, deeper this time, as the weight of his words settled like sacred dust in the air. Could they truly endure what lay ahead? Could their bonds of love withstand the pain they might face? Samuel's heart raced, knowing the answer was more than just a possibility, it was a divine assurance. We must walk in faith, together, trusting him every step of the way, he proclaimed, igniting a fire of conviction in every heart present. With that, something profound flickered in the depths of Samuel's spirit. A new vision loomed in his mind, a glimpse of challenges yet unseen and the strength offered by God's grace. "I see something more, something that goes beyond our understanding," he whispered, his voice trembling with both fear and excitement. The congregation leaned in closer, breathless with anticipation. Samuel had not just glimpsed the future. Something within him whispered that this was only the beginning. What revelation would come next? As the light dimmed, the soft whisper of the Holy Spirit stirred within him, urging him to press on further into the mystery. What awaited him beyond the veil of uncertainty? Only time would reveal the next chapters of their divine testament. As the hushed air filled the chapel, the flickering shadows formed exquisite shapes, dancing gently to the rhythm of their collective prayer. Samuel could feel the weight of the moment pressing against him, every heart surrounding him a vessel waiting to overflow with faith. "Listen," he breathed, feeling the tension crackle like a heavenly current. "God is revealing something." He paused, scanning the eager faces, each one steady with anticipation, a warmth growing in their hearts. "I see a path before us, one illuminated not just by earthly light, but by a divine flame," he declared, his voice rising with passion. "It stretches beyond our fears into the realm of hope, connecting our souls to divine promises." A rustle shifted through the congregation. The villagers, emboldened by the recent light, began putting their hands over their hearts, eyes sparkling with a mix of awe and expectation. "You have felt the call to action," Samuel continued, taking a step closer to the pews. "But there is so much more than our individual efforts to love and serve. We are to become a body, united in spirit, working together for His glory. We will encounter struggles, yes, but our faith will be a shield." Pastor Thomas, his own spirit ignited by Samuel's fervor, spoke up. Samuel, what does this divine path look like? Show us, what are we to do? With his heart pounding like a drum, Samuel closed his eyes, allowing the visions to solidify in his mind. He saw people who were lost, wandering in shadows, desperately yearning for the light they previously received that day. People will come to us, he murmured, breathless, as the image unfolded. They will come seeking hope, seeking truth. This village will become a beacon of God's light. Gasps rippled through the chapel, the reality striking home. They weren't just preparing for their faith to be tested, they were also cultivating the grounds for many others to find salvation. But the uncertainty loomed large. What if we are not ready? What if we falter? Those thoughts were surging through Samuel's mind, and he struggled to combat them. At that moment, a gentle breeze seemed to waft through the open windows, carrying with it the sweet scent of jasmine and rosemary, a reminder of the beauty that accompanies faith. "Fear not," he proclaimed, the words flowing effortlessly. "He is not asking for perfection, he desires a willing heart. We will support each other, lifting one another with love in times of doubt. We must trust that divine strength will flow through our weakness." The joy in the room blossomed like spring after a long winter. Laughter erupted softly, mingling with tears of hope. Elder Maria stood, her voice trembling with uncontainable excitement as she called out, "Let us prepare our hearts. Let our collective love be a testament to everyone who needs light." "Exactly." Samuel's spirit soared. "Every small act echoes in his kingdom. Every open door, every friendly word spills into the world a ripple that grows beyond our reach." Yet, as the spirit of anticipation swelled, Samuel felt a tug within him again. And then it came, a vision so vivid, so urgent that it threatened to engulf his heart whole. "I see a great storm on the horizon, a test far beyond what we have known," he whispered, the concern etched on his brow. "What do you mean?" A voice quivered from the back, charged with apprehension. "The trials we face will test not just our love, but our resolve. It will seem unbearable at times, but remember, He is here with us. It is in these moments that our faith will shine brightest." Samuel spoke with clarity and urgency. As the villagers murmured amongst themselves, some clasping their hands tightly in prayer, Samuel felt the air thicken with a promise, a divine reminder that love and perseverance go hand in hand. But just as quickly as the vision had arrived, it faded, leaving Samuel trembling on the verge of a great understanding. "Together, we must remain vigilant," he urged. "Only then will we see the fullness of His plan. Are we ready to face what lies ahead?" Anticipation hung heavy in the air once more. The vision had deepened, revealing not just challenges but also the undeniable strength growing within their united hearts. With every eye fixed upon him, Samuel's spirit buzzed with excitement. "I sense that we are mere steps from something unimaginable, something miraculous. What if this is the test that leads us into the greatest outpouring of His love?" The questions hung like stars in the night, illuminating the path ahead. What challenges awaited? More importantly, what wondrous revelations would emerge from their trials? Only God and their faith could guide them toward the answer. The chapel remained enveloped in an expectant silence as Samuel's words lingered in the air, each heartbeat resonating with the weight of purpose. The faces around him were a tapestry of hope and fear, the flickering candlelight dancing in their eyes, mirroring the flames of faith ignited within their hearts. As the energy shifted, Samuel felt an urge to embrace not just the congregation, but every soul that would step forward seeking truth. "Remember," he urged gently, "it is in our unity that we find our strength. Each of us brings gifts, like a mosaic, creating a picture that glorifies His kingdom." Elder Maria's voice rose above the hush, vibrant and assured. "We shall not only stand firm in our faith, we will extend our arms to those who feel lost. The test may come, but we will face it together." Samuel nodded, encouraged by the depth of their conviction. Yet within him, another flicker of uncertainty danced. "But to walk this path requires bold steps," he murmured, feeling the swell of what lay ahead weigh upon him. Pastor Thomas leaned forward, his gaze penetrating. "What does this boldness ask of us, my dear brother?" With a sigh, Samuel summoned the strength to share the weight of his heart. It will demand vulnerability. It will ask that we share our fears and joys, confess our doubts, and stand as beacons of hope together. It will call for sacrifices of time, of comfort. But, dear friends, what is our suffering in exchange for the joy of guiding others into His embrace? A low whisper of agreement coursed through the congregation, an electric promise of solidarity echoing within the sacred walls. A few hands were raised, hearts visibly stirred by a shared commitment to the call. Then, without warning, a wave of tranquility washed over Samuel, as if bathed in golden sunlight breaking through the clouds. He closed his eyes and drew a deep breath. The storm I sense it is not aimed to destroy us, but to refine us. It is meant to purge the doubts, to clarify our mission in this world. He will reveal His glory through our perseverance. In that moment, Samuel felt a burning desire to share more. We must prepare ourselves spiritually, for the journey ahead will not be an easy one. We should pray not only for strength but for wisdom, so we might discern our next steps clearly. With the scent of jasmine still lingering, a soft murmur of agreement rolled through the crowd, their spirits lifting like doves taking flight. Samuel opened his eyes, now brimmed with tears, a mixture of fear and awe. "May our actions be our prayers," he declared. "May our love serve as the hands and feet of Christ in this village and beyond." Elder Maria raised her arms, her voice like a song. "Let us begin now. Let us canvass our community with kindness, lending ears to those in need. There are many who ache for hope, let us carry it to them." Thus, a current ignited, a resolution surged like a living fire amongst them. Each villager began to share their own experiences, their struggles, and their dreams, expressing a wish to embrace this calling together. As testimonies unfolded, Samuel felt the weight in his chest diminish, replaced by an overwhelming sense of connection. Yet, in the midst of this beautiful unfolding, Samuel couldn't shake the feeling that all was not fully revealed. He shivered slightly, sensing the prophetic visions still at play. "There is a story yet to be told, my friends," he said softly, his eyes scanning the gathered souls. "A deeper mystery we are but on the cusp of understanding." Samuel paused, feeling the air pulse with expectation. The silence deepened again, heavy with questions that hung unresolved. What lay beyond the storm? What miraculous transformation awaited not just their community, but beyond it in the wider world? All he knew was they were about to embark on a journey together, and the unveiling of God's plan was upon them. But what was this deeper call? And would they be ready for the revelations that would come with it? A hush fell over the chapel, the kind that wraps around hearts seeking to listen deeper. Samuel let his gaze linger on each face illuminated by flickering candles, a mosaic of fear woven with hope. The air felt charged, as if even the very walls were leaning closer, eager to hear what God had in store. "We must not fear the unveiling," Elder Maria spoke again, her voice steady as a rock amidst the waves. "God does not reveal to confound us but to prepare us. Are we ready to embrace what lies ahead?" Samuel felt a swell of energy building in the room. This moment was sacred, a collective heartbeat, quickening in anticipation. It felt as if the spirit of unity was wrapping around them, binding each person to the other and to a purpose much greater than themselves. "Yes," the congregation responded, their voices echoing off the chapel walls. "We are ready." Samuel felt the warmth of affirmation wash over him like a gentle stream. "Then let us embrace the unknown together," he encouraged. "Let each day be a page turned, where we write our story in acts of love and kindness." As he spoke, a gentle breeze ruffled the curtains, bringing the fragrant scent of blooming flowers from the outside world. It sparked memories within him of sun-kissed mornings, laughter shared, and prayers whispered, all mingling into a unity that felt almost tangible. Hope was alive, bursting forth like the dawn. In the days that followed, Samuel guided his flock through moments of love. They organized community meals, inviting neighbors and friends, creating spaces for conversations and soul-sharing. They gathered around the old oak tree at the village square, where stories were shared and laughter flowed freely. The connections fortified a sense of purpose, a mission spreading like wildfire, love beckoning to heal the broken. But still, there was something stirring within Samuel. Each evening, while the sky turned shades of orange and purple, he would slip away to the chapel, seeking God in the stillness. It was during one of these quiet moments that Samuel felt the stirring of something profound, a vision that swept over him like a rushing waterfall. He saw faces of the village, familiar yet distanced, filled with longing and need. And at the center, there was a radiant light, drawing them like moths to a flame. He understood then this was part of the revelation. This light was not an end but a beginning, an energy-igniting transformation. "Lord, what do you wish for us to do?" Samuel breathed, surrendering to the vision unfolding before him. The answer poured forth in whispers, gentle yet commanding, a call to go beyond the village, to extend their reach to those in shadows. He felt compelled to share his newfound revelation. We are called to be lights not just for our village but beyond. Our journey is wider than we imagined. Elder Maria's face lit up as she held his gaze. That is the heart of it, Samuel. We must trust in the unseen path laid before us. The chapel, once again, buzzed with excitement and a renewed spirit of fervor to step out into the world and carry hope to those lost in darkness. As they planned new journeys, Samuel could still sense that deeper mystery waiting to unfold. The winds whispered secrets he could not yet grasp fully. Anticipation bubbled like a brook, hinting at revelations yet to come, challenges to face, and miraculous encounters waiting just around the corner. What awaited them on this journey of faith? What divine encounters would shift their perspective and spark truths beyond their understanding? Samuel felt the weight of these questions pressing into his heart as the next phase of their adventure beckoned, and with that, the chapel door swung open, revealing the path ahead, an inviting unknown leading towards a cup brimming with blessings yet unshared. As the door swung wide, Samuel felt a rush of excitement mingle with trepidation. The path ahead was cloaked in the soft embrace of twilight, a reminder that both light and darkness existed hand in hand. The villagers, standing close, mirrored his emotions, eager faces peering into the unknown, hearts ready to venture beyond their familiar confines. "Where do we go?" A voice rang out from the crowd, filled with wonder and a touch of concern. Samuel lifted his chin, channeling the spirit that imbued him. "Let us follow our hearts. We are called to seek those who wander in darkness. The light within us shall guide the way." With that simple invitation, they stepped into the night, an unbroken line of companions united by purpose. Each footfall seemed to echo a heartbeat, sacred and collective, as they walked toward the village outskirts. Samuel led them toward the hills, where the shadows of trees danced against the stars, and the air was thick with possibility. His heart pounded with the urgency of their mission. He could already feel the divine whisper nestled against his spirit, urging him onward. As they climbed higher, Samuel sensed an awakening within him, a cascade of faith intertwined with hope. The landscape around them transformed, and the stars shimmered brighter as if rejoicing in their journey. At the crest of the hill, they paused, taking in the beauty that spread before them. Below, the village appeared as a cluster of twinkling lights, a patchwork of lives intertwined, waiting for their love to touch them. Samuel turned to each member of the congregation. "Do you see it?" he breathed. "A world yearning for connection and healing. We are not just a village, we are a beacon." Agreements murmured in the crowd, an electric charge filling the air. One young woman, her eyes glistening with purpose, stepped forward. "But how do we reach out? So many feel lost, unseen." Through the power of personal stories, Elder Maria interjected, clapping her hands softly. "Every heart has a tale. Let us share of our struggles, our victories. The truth within us can resonate louder than any doctrine." Samuel nodded, feeling the pulse of fervent affirmation swell again. "Let us break into smaller groups," he proposed. "Each of us carries unique experiences that can ignite hope. Listen and share. Each interaction can be a seed planted, a light shared." The villagers dispersed into the night like fireflies, each carrying the essence of love and connection. Samuel remained at the hilltop a moment longer, watching as they began to connect with unseen hearts below. Soft laughter floated up, accompanied by heartfelt tales of faith, trials, and redemption. His own spirit soared, feeling the weight of purpose upon him like a gentle mantle. Suddenly, a ripple of energy swept through him. He was struck with a clarity he hadn't anticipated. A vision descended, vibrant and alive. Eyes closed, he found himself enveloped in light, the village fading into whispers of ethereal sound. I see gatherings beyond gatherings, he murmured. Communities linked through joy. A revival. Each word felt like a drumbeat in his chest, resonating with eternity. But what comes next will test our resolve. When the vision faded, he opened his eyes, breathless and bewildered. The hills stood silent, but their charge was unmistakable. They were entering a season of challenges, each step a test of their faith, each encounter a call to deeper love. As Samuel turned to join the others, a thought struck him. What lay ahead was not just a journey into the world, but a journey into their own depths, where only faith could illuminate their path. With every star overhead singing his name, he felt the smile of Providence. What greater test awaited them, and how would their light shine in the face of adversity? The night beckoned, holding secrets still unspoken. The gentle whispers of the night wrapped around Samuel as he descended from the hill. The glow of faith burned bright within him, yet shadows loomed nearby, a silent reminder of the fears that tugged at every heart. He stepped into the village, where laughter and stories mingled like a sweet melody. Did you feel it too? He asked a middle-aged man named Thomas, who stood pondering by a flickering lamp. Thomas nodded, eyes reflective. I felt a spark. Like all our stories combined could light the darkest corners. Samuel's heart swelled. That's it. Each story is a thread in the fabric of Jesus' love. Together, we weave a tapestry of hope. They moved deeper into the heart of the village, where clusters of villagers shared tales, their words intertwined with laughter and tears. Each face lit up, revealing the shadows of past struggles, now brought to light in shared connection. Sometimes I feel so invisible, a soft voice reached Samuel's ears. It was Mari, a young girl with uncertain eyes. How can a small story like mine matter? Samuel knelt beside her, warmth radiating from his heart. Your story is like a pebble thrown into a pond, rippling outwards. Each life you touch can change the course of another. Believe in the power of your voice. Mari smiled, a glimmer of light igniting within her. I will share my heart. As the night unfolded, Samuel moved from group to group, hearing stories of lost loves found again, prayers answered against all odds, dreams rekindled. Each narrative was a testament to faith, breathing life into the community. He felt a new urgency bubbling inside him, each word shared igniting a fervor that could not be contained. Suddenly, a hush fell over the gathering as Elder Maria raised her hands, calling for attention. Listen, dear ones. I've sensed a stirring, a divine movement is upon us. Her words hung heavy in the air, electrifying the atmosphere. Our hearts are being prepared for something more. I see a path, fraught with both trials and triumphs ahead. Samuel felt a chill dance down his spine. He sensed the weight of responsibility settling upon them, a collective breath held in anticipation. The night had escalated from mere storytelling to a calling, a divine invitation to embrace what lay ahead. Let us pray, Maria led, her voice steady as she called for unity. The crowd formed a circle, hands clasped in a bond of solidarity. Samuel felt the pulse of light among them, hearts beating as one. Lord, illuminate our paths. Grant us courage to face the unknown. Fill our hearts with your love so that we may share it unceasingly. As they prayed, a warmth enveloped them, and they could almost hear the echoes of ancient promises being renewed. Visions of gatherings, of hearts intertwining in love and grace, flooded Samuel's mind once more. With a sudden intensity, he knew they were on the cusp of revival, not just in their village, but extending far beyond its borders. A vision unfurled within him, revealing larger communities drawn together, all seeking the light. What shall we do next, then? A voice echoed in the silence. It was Thomas, eyes sparkling with new understanding. Where do we go from here? Samuel paused, taking in the faces around him, hopeful, eager, ready to engage. We listen, we prepare our hearts. We let God's voice guide us even deeper into our journey. For the path ahead is fraught with wonder. But was it merely excitement that lay before them? Or were there challenges waiting to test them? The night held its secrets closely, and with each pulse of anticipation, he realized they had truly embarked on a transformative journey. What trials awaited, each with their own lessons to impart. And how would they navigate the heights of joy and depths of sorrow that were destined to merge in their coming adventure? The night thickened with anticipation as Samuel stood amidst the villagers, the glow of flickering lamps casting warmth around the circle. He could sense the uncharted path stretching out before them, shimmering in the silent promise of dawn. Each person present radiated an energy, a heartbeat that echoed back to him the very essence of collective hope. "Listen!" Elder Maria spoke softly, but the authority in her voice cut through the air. "To understand the journey ahead, we must first look within. Let us meditate quietly." Peaceful whispers filled the space as they closed their eyes, each taking a moment of stillness to seek guidance. Samuel felt an enveloping warmth surround him, a familiar embrace that seemed to beckon him deeper into his spirit. It felt as though the night was alive with the breath of the divine, breathing life into their intentions. In that sacred silence, images began to fill his mind, a vast horizon painted with colors unimagined. He pictured hearts, not just in their small village, but stretched across lands and communities yearning for connection. "Lord," he whispered inwardly, "show us where to shine your light." Suddenly, a vision washed over him, intense and vivid. He found himself standing at the edge of a forest, cool shadows dancing beneath golden sunlight. The trees whispered secrets as they swayed, their leaves shimmering like stars. There, he met a boy angelic in joy, his laughter ringing pure like water flowing from a spring. "What is this place?" Samuel asked, wonder blooming in his heart. The boy smiled, eyes sparkling with an understanding that felt ageless. "This is the place of your dreams. You hold the light to awaken the world around you." Samuel felt a rush of love surge through him. "But how?" "I am only one voice among many. Every voice matters," the boy replied, soft yet powerful. "Each step you take, every story you share, weaves together a larger song. You'll draw others to their calling, and in turn they will help you. Embrace the challenge coming. It's a gift destined to reveal the depths of faith." Just as quickly as it had begun, the vision shifted, and Samuel was returned to the circle, the villagers still lost in their prayers. He opened his eyes, breathless. "Did you see?" he whispered to Thomas beside him. Thomas, his face illuminated with a dawning realization, nodded. "It's clearer now. We are destined to be beacons. But the path, it will not be easy. Sometimes the weight of what we're called to can feel heavy," Mari added, now bold with the spirit of purpose. "But we must trust." At that moment, the wind changed, stirring excitement and trepidation alike. Maria raised her hands again, this time more adamant. "We must seek community outside these walls. Gather, share, and ignite the flame of hope beyond our village. For each heart we touch is a thread in this divine tapestry." With her words hung in the twilight, Samuel sensed the ground beneath him tremble ever so slightly. Were there truly trials ahead, or were they merely stepping stones guiding them to extraordinary light? The villagers erupted into discussion, thoughts swirling like leaves caught in a vibrant gust. Together they spoke of going beyond normal bounds, forging connections with neighboring villages, sharing stories, light, and faith far and wide. Samuel felt a grip of excitement holding fast, his heart racing with the mysteries unfolding. What will we discover along the way? How will our individual stories culminate in something greater? As the stars twinkled above a promise in the night, Samuel couldn't help wonder. What revelations awaited them, just around the corner of this miraculous journey? What divine encounters lay waiting, ready to transform their understanding forever? The air buzzed with fervor as ideas bounced back and forth among the villagers. Samuel felt their collective energy igniting a flame of possibility, a shared vision of what might lay ahead. They were not merely a group of villagers but a community on the cusp of transformation. Each voice lifted in harmony forged a melody of faith and purpose that reverberated through the night. Elder Maria's eyes glimmered with the wisdom of her years. "We each have a role to play in this. It starts with conversation. It flowers through connection." She paused, ensuring her words settled within them. "Every heart has a unique beat that belongs in this sacred symphony." Samuel noticed Thomas listening intently, gripping his hands tightly in thought. "How do we reach out?" he asked, his brow furrowing with concern. What if they don't want to hear us? Maria smiled gently, sensing the doubt. Those who are meant to receive your light will find you. Start by sharing your own stories. Illuminate your experiences of hope and faith. Authenticity shines through in the darkest places. Inspired by her words, Samuel's heart swelled. Yes. Sharing their truths would be the first step. Let us gather a few of us tomorrow. We can visit the neighboring village and invite them to share in a gathering, a moment for testimonies. As the idea flowed through him, Mari stood, her voice rising like a hymn. Let us bring food. A feast to celebrate unity and joy. Blessing our neighbors with nourishment will create an open heart for dialogue. Excitement rippled through the group like a warm wave. Samuel could see more ideas sprouting, like wildflowers bursting through the earth. They could send word to the surrounding communities, inviting all to join their vision of light. Imagine the stories that will unfold, Samuel said, the thought electrifying his spirit. Imagine hearts healing and hope restored through the power of shared lives. Tension and uncertainty mingled in the air. Samuel sensed that as much as they were excited, fear lurked quietly in the shadows, watching and waiting. A voice broke into the night, soft and tentative. It was Clara, her eyes glistening with tears. What if the stories are too painful? What if they don't want to come? A hush enveloped the circle. Samuel felt empathy for her vulnerability. Clara, every story has its place. Some will be tales of struggle, others of triumph, he replied gently. Through sharing, we can remind one another that we are never alone. Pain will find solace, and joy will draw us closer. As they continued to speak, a sense of urgency mounted among them. They began to organize their thoughts, though Samuel sensed something deeper still, a spiritual whisper that beckoned them onward. Do we have enough time? He pondered, glancing up at the canopy of stars above. Each twinkle felt like a distant promise. He could not shake the feeling that the world was becoming more fractured, that their journey was not just a simple trek but a calling that reverberated throughout time. I feel we are not just gathering stories, but preparing for something greater, he shared, his voice sinking into the weight of truth. Each moment draws us closer to a bigger revelation. Minutes turned to hours as they discussed their plans, their joy spilling into laughter, knitting them into an unbreakable bond. They were powerful together, but Samuel still held that whisper close, a possibility of change stretching toward the horizon. As the stars grew brighter, illuminating their faces in a soft glow, Samuel sensed they were on the brink of something profound. An awakening awaited, ready to descend upon them with mystery and wonder. Tomorrow will be a day of divine encounters, he said softly, clenching his fists as realization dawned. What lies within must be revealed, but what will we learn when we do share our light? With hearts emboldened and the air rife with spiritual energy, they all looked skyward, wondering what new revelations awaited them as they took their first steps into the unknown, ready to embrace every challenge that would forge them into the messengers they were meant to be. What catalysts lay hidden in plain sight, waiting only for courageous hearts to uncover them? As the first light of dawn broke over the village of Elmsworth, a new chapter began to unfold for Samuel and the villagers. They gathered again in the chapel, buoyed by anticipation, ready to embrace the day that would change their lives forever. The air felt electric, charged with a sense of purpose that transcended their shared fears. Today is a day of divine encounters, Samuel declared fervently, his youthful face alight with belief. We are to share our stories, to express our struggles and victories, and in doing so, ignite hope within our neighbors. The villagers, filled with newfound enthusiasm, filled the wooden pews, their eyes wide with the promise of connection. Samuel noticed their hearts were interwoven, each story a thread, collectively creating a tapestry of experiences. As they prayed together, warmth rolled over them like a gentle wave, soothing and invigorating. That energy is the essence of love, Elder Maria exclaimed, raising her hands high. Feel it. Together, we must step beyond our comforts and show our neighbors that we are united. With agreement resonating, they organized into small groups, each filled with energy and excitement. Samuel led one of the groups as they set out toward the neighboring village. The road felt alive beneath their feet, as every step resonated with purpose. As they walked, laughter erupted among the villagers. "Look at the flowers blooming!" exclaimed Mari, pointing to vibrant petals dancing in the gentle morning breeze. "Just like our spirits. We are blooming too!" Lively discussions surrounded Samuel, each voice brimming with willingness to share. Arriving at the neighboring village, they were met with curious faces. Whispers rippled through the crowd as they gathered around, heartbeats sinking in anticipation. "Hello, friends!" Samuel called out, his voice genuine and bright. "We come in love, sharing stories of faith, stories of our journeys with God." He extended his arms wide, feeling the warmth of the sun as it bathed them in light. Eyes, some filled with skepticism and others with curiosity, turned toward him. "We're inviting you to join our gathering," he continued earnestly. "No matter your story, your voice holds value. Together, we can lift each other up." Elder Maria stepped forward, her presence radiating wisdom. "Like branches of a tree, we need each other. We grow stronger when we flourish together. Will you share with us?" Uncertainty started to diminish as villagers began stepping forward, sharing their experiences one voice at a time. A man with weathered hands spoke of loss and grief, transformed into hope through shared community and prayer. A woman reflected on her struggles with isolation, her heart revived by the kindness of a stranger. Tears mingled freely, hearts broke open and reformed with love. Samuel felt the Spirit of God weaving through each narrative, a holy thread connecting their lives. A collective energy pulsed, and as connection deepened, a sacred warmth enveloped them all, stirring feelings of unity and solidarity. After hours of sharing, Samuel sensed a mighty shift, a revelation yet ripe for their taking. His heart pounded as he felt the familiar embrace of divine presence. "I see it!" he exclaimed, eyes sparkling. "Our stories are not solitary. They are intricately tied to God's greater tapestry, the revival." His declaration stirred all, and an English spirit of expectation filled the air. The gathered villagers shared in the collective excitement, voices rising in a chorus of agreement. Just then, the wind whispered through the trees, carrying a sweet scent that felt like an embrace from heaven. "We are called to be vessels," Samuel continued. "Our love shall overflow into the world, lighting the way for others who long to find hope." The crowd erupted in applause, their joy palpable, dancing like sunbeams filtering through clouds. Samuel felt their spirits surge, transforming their fears into a fierce resolve. "We need to carry this fire back to our villages. Let our love be contagious." As they wandered back down the path toward Elmsworth, each heart resonated with purpose. Excitement rippled through the air, carrying souls like kites dancing in the wind. They had boldly shared their light, and now they were set to ripple outward, merging into something extraordinary. At the threshold of their home, the sunrise illuminated the chapel, a beacon of hope washing over the village. Samuel looked around, and gratitude sank deep into his heart. The growth and transformation they had experienced as a community could not be contained. It would spill into every corner of their lives. "Let us pray together," Samuel called, feeling the warmth embrace them once again, enveloping them in divine unity. As they bowed their heads, Samuel prayed fervently, embodying the spirit that had taken hold of his heart. "Lord, unite us as one. May our stories kindle flames of faith in all we meet. Let love propel us onwards." The villagers echoed his prayers, and as they rose, Samuel felt his heart swell with the surety of divine mission. Each member of their community now understood their role. They were entrusted with hope, blessed to be lights in a darkening world. "Let us begin now. Each of you is invited to share love in your own way," Mary encouraged, her voice full of passion. "Change starts with us." As they stepped forth into the day, Samuel smiled, feeling alive with purpose. Their stories would echo brighter than any doctrine, each voice sang in harmony with one truth: love. And so began their journey, the path of transformation lit by every story shared, every moment grasped, an adventure brimming with possibility, each step a testament of faith ringing through the world like a divine symphony. This was the moment they all realized there was no turning back. The revival they longed for was already unfolding, carried on wings of courage and love. Samuel sensed the depths of his dreams come alive, waiting to be unveiled. Now are you ready? He beamed at everyone, not just in words but with an entire heart committed to the mission. Yes. The collective response rang out, vibrant with life. And together, they embraced what was to come. As the doors swung wide and light spilled into their hearts and the world around them, they stepped beyond, leaving footprints indelibly marked with hope. You need to subscribe now to the channel to not miss the next exclusive faith stories. Leave a like right now to fuel the algorithm. Comment your reactions and testimonies about the ending below, and share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation. Don't wait even one more second to spread hope and love. True servants of God know the power of unity in faith. Join us in this divine journey.